You're listening to Lexington Steele Live, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Hello, hello. You guys with us?
Hi.
Yeah.
You had it the
Hello,
first
hello.
time.
Can we hear you? Hear me out there? You guys hear me on your mics?
Yes,
Hi,
yes,
We're all good? Okay,
Yeah,
this
sorry.
is the Lexington Steele Live Show, and it is June 22nd. Take us to the top, Allison Moore.
Oh, what? I have to interview you guys? This is bullshit. I didn't sign up for this. All right, well, I guess I'm here with a couple BBC legends. Let's see, we got Nat Turner here to my right. Everybody
Yes,
say
yes, sir.
hi.
Nat Turner.
Mo the Monster, and of course, our beautiful host.
What's going on, people? Look, I'm getting myself together here. Have to
He's going
change
to.
out of these Bose earphones, which are seeming to get worse and worse and less consistent. But we are live.
Yes!
I wait every money for this stuff. Look,
I
just
know.
gave
This is
Bose
why
a
we're supposed to
bad
do a
rep
sound
just
check
now.
before we start.
Yo.
Anyway, so I was tweeted earlier that I was like, oh my God, it's a boys show. And I'm like, gangbang?
No.
I was like, I wasn't really mentally prepared. And if there's more than one dude, that usually means DP. So it's a big preparation for this crew right here.
Wait, now, so who's worked with whom? Now, Allison, you've worked. Have you worked with
Only you.
either of our guests?
No, only you in this table.
Okay, well,
And
we could.
obviously myself.
Yeah.
You still
Well, we
get
might
paid
have
for
to.
solos.
We might have to make it
Yourself a
happen.
lot, huh?
You know, we got a lot of gentlemen here. We got Nat Turner to Allison's immediate right, and then
Yo.
to my immediate left, we have Mo the Monster, Mo Johnson in the house.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Now, people, we are fashioning tonight's show as what we call the BBC IR Super Conference, and this is our second annual. Now, Allison, the first one, I believe you weren't in studio on the first one, but this is our second one. This is our first time with Nat in studio, so we're glad to have Nat in studio.
I appreciate you having
See what I'm
me.
saying?
Excited.
And of course, Mo, this is Mo's second time in.
That's right.
You came in before with John for the first one, but didn't you come in again
No, the first one I came in, I was with Johnny Depp.
with Johnny? Okay, right, for the first BBC
Yeah.
IR Super Conference, and we're back again.
That's right.
Yes.
Round two.
So what's the deal now? I mean, Nat, how long have you been shooting? How long have you been in the business?
Oh, man, I think it depends on who you ask. I'm lost. You know what I mean? I think it's been over 10, about like 12 years, something like that.
Yeah, are you cutting
Somebody
the years
might
off
say
that?
13. I don't know.
You're like, I stopped
Depends on who
counting.
you ask.
Yeah.
There definitely becomes a point in the industry when you stop counting how many scenes you've done, and he's at the point where he stopped counting years.
Basically, it's a process. That's what happens first. You know how many scenes you've done to you don't know what
Exactly.
the fuck going on. So
Yep, exactly.
I'm at the stage where I don't know what the fuck is going on.
You're like, I just show up, I do my job, I get paid.
and get it done. I'm a New Yorker, born and raised. Showed up out here and just did the damn thing. Basically.
Do it.
Yeah.
like it.
People, you can give us a call at 818-570-5085 to join us here tonight on the BBC IR Super Conference. Well, now, out of New York, now, did you do, now, Mo, you're from New York.
Yep. Similar
So,
story.
did you guys know each other before you made it out to LA, or what?
No, I mean, a lot of people talked about him as being one of the greats when I first got into business, and that he was from out there.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't actually meet him until I got out to LA.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm originally from New Jersey, so we have a little bit of a, the
shit.
tri-state thing
Yeah,
going on here.
sure.
Now,
East Coast.
the three of us have actually somewhat came by way of the same people. Nevin Washington, remember Nevin?
Yeah.
Dapper
definitely.
Dan.
Yeah.
Do you remember Nevin?
I know
definitely my
Dapper
first
Dan.
situation.
Yeah. What about Charles Stone? That's good.
I don't remember.
You know Charles? Did you know Charles Stone?
No, I don't.
All right.
I've
Well, see,
seen him.
I'm going back to like '96.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
God, I was in
I was
6th
locked
grade.
up.
Yeah, Allison was like had a lunchbox and a lunch pail. She was this little cute girl, and then
In Catholic school.
is that true what they say? Is there any truth to that?
I think so.
She's sitting here with us. I guess some truth to it.
I'm like, it's a good time tonight.
Yes, sir.
See,
You
you know
showed up talking about gangbangs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gotta be some
Word
type
up.
of truth
There
to
is.
it.
I mean, we can take that right off the tripod right over there. We got lights. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We got,
Totally.
so I can
Just
shoot
pass
it.
the camera
POV.
around.
We pass the camera around, be a
I know,
301,
right?
301 POV
That's
joint. That's a new idea.
It's not a new idea. It's just everyone's lazy and doesn't want to do it.
Shit, you know what? I'm working on a POV right now, but I think Manuel did a 2-on-1 POV.
Well, I did a whole movie, me and Justice Young, called In the Mix. And we just had different cultures of girls, and of course he's a white guy, I'm a black guy. We just passed the camera to each other and just
2-on-1s.
Yeah, all 2-on-1s.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
it was a boy girl POV.
Boy, girl.
Now
Yeah.
that's original. I don't think there's anything that competes with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I did one with Marcus London and Devin Lee for our websites, and he had like a stationary camera as well. So it was kind of cool how we clipped
Yeah,
back
you
and
gotta
forth.
Get all the footage
Yeah.
you can.
Do you know what I
all
mean?
angles you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and it's like you make a point of doing your cum shot towards the stationary camera.
Yeah. It's to give it that 3D effect.
Exactly.
You know what, gentlemen? I don't know how. I don't know if I could really enjoy that. Like, quite honestly, right? Would you, as a guy, right? Would you watching the movie? Would you want the guy to turn around and come at the camera? Then if you're a dude, you're like, oh,
It's kinda
shit.
hard.
You know what I'm saying?
But
You're like,
it was 2 girls, 1 guy. So it's a little bit easier when there's 2 girls, 1
Yeah.
guy versus 2 guys, 1 girl. I'm guessing.
I don't know. I'm just saying that.
We're talking about the cum shot and where it's
Yeah, I know.
it's
That's what I'm
because
saying.
of-
For a
about
dude,
right
it's a
now.
little
It
bit
would
easier
ruin-
because there's 2
yeah.
girls, versus
like-
have to worry about another dude's cock.
You totally ruined. No, I'm just talking about literally watching a cum shot shooting towards the
I
camera,
don't
and
think
you're
that's
thinking
what she
like,
meant.
ooh.
That's not what you meant, right?
But
The
that's
cum
what
shot
happened.
Shooting toward the camera, you said?
No.
that's not what she meant.
No.
Okay,
No,
so
why
maybe
would
You want the
ew.
cum shot to face that stationary
The face the
camera.
Okay.
stationary
Not shoot it
camera.
at the
I mean,
camera.
look, you know
Because
what?
then that way
Okay,
you know you don't
you
lose
got
the
that
cum
straight.
shot.
I just know that if I
that
turn
sounds kinda
and
crazy.
face towards the camera, I'm going maybe 4 or 5 feet. If it's unblocked, you know what I'm saying? I'm knocking out 4 or 5 feet, jettisoning the pops, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yo, okay. Other side of the room, watch out. I'm aiming for you.
Hey,
I've seen it
had a
happen.
couple of those.
It's actually a pretty funny story.
Depends on the week I had.
Yeah, pretty much.
You got to eat
Yeah.
your Wheaties.
Yeah.
Depending on your diet,
And you're like, what is it? It's not celery.
that's
celery.
all. But that's just
Celery
for
helps.
taste.
Celery for-
So they
Celery
say.
and pineapple.
But I'm talking
Shit is
about like.
genetic.
Doesn't
Nah.
yeah, that's very true. But like, what is it that
Either
Peter
you can
North
shoot or
says
you
that
can't.
like?
Peter North, or otherwise, no, I shouldn't say this, Matt Ramsey. Peter North says that he's got a double prostate. That's his thing.
That's his thing.
But he's got, that's one thing that he is the
I
best
thought
ever
He
at.
said like
You know,
eat celery or something. I don't know.
celery, zinc. People,
Oh, yeah, zinc, I've heard
take
that.
your notebooks out. Here in Lexington, we educate each and every week. Last week,
Absolutely.
Kiara was giving us an instructional for ladies on how to do anal and other things.
And other things.
Oh, fuck it.
We were talking about stimulating the prostate gland.
And she's
then-
all like, and you just kind of like
yeah.
stick a finger up there, and I was like, you've actually done this with the dude.
Yeah,
She's
she
like,
was
"Oh, yeah."
educating our listeners how to reach, and I don't know, we don't want to get into that, but
Not alone.
now we
many
just
guys in
finished.
here.
We finished a movie called Interracial Ambush, including Nat Turner and Mo Johnson for Eros. Is it Eros Entertainment? Eros Entertainment. So look for that. It's coming out later this month, starring these 2 gentlemen. Directed by yours truly, Lex Steele. I wasn't in the movie, but I enjoyed shooting it. Now, guys, do you find that the majority of the scenes as black gentlemen in the business, is it true that the majority of our scenes are indeed interracial?
Yeah, I noticed that since I've been here. That's been like maybe 90 to 95% of my scenes.
And that over the course of
Well,
your career, have you
Yeah,
seen it increase or?
Yeah, well, I think my answer is a little different because when I came, it was a lot more black on black. And then I seen it evolve into a lot more just interracial. And yeah, that's basically the direction it had went for the last couple of years or so.
It's
Yeah.
been becoming
So wait, you've been in
increasingly-
like 12, 13 years. How many years have you been in?
Well, almost 3 years out here, and then 3 years in New York.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that's kind of interesting to see the shift.
Mhm. It's
It's definitely a shift. Definitely
yeah.
a shift. A shift with everything. And there's
Oh,
definitely
totally.
a shift in this porno shit. I've seen it. And I've also can also say that I think it's coming back in a good direction as far as black on black. I think it's sort of going in a cool direction.
Well, there seems to be
not
a
quite sure
resurgence of
Yeah,
black
yeah,
on black.
That's what I'm thinking.
Is there any truth to there being a lack of black female talent by comparison to white female counterparts?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I
Right?
can't,
A big disparity.
I can't think of no not to throw old names out there, but I can't think of no Jada Fires of today, no Pinkies,
No Naomi Banks.
Cherry Cates, no Naomi Banks.
But you have like
what
Misty
happened to
Stone
Naomi?
we have
God.
Misty Stone.
has survived the test of time.
She has. My hat goes off to
Yeah.
her.
You know,
right?
right?
That's the homie.
You know
she's been
Misty.
doing it
Yeah,
for
of
me.
course.
Of course,
You know
right.
who else is really cute that I absolutely adore is Anna Fox.
Yes.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
Shot her
She's
the other day.
so
We got a
sweet
handful.
and
Yeah.
cute.
We got a handful. I'm not
And I'm
saying
like,
that we
can I
don't
keep
have
you
any.
in my pocket?
No,
and
she-
then have sex with you, and
She's
you
real
can
hot.
just sleep and cuddle with me. You don't have to work. I'll
She
pay
looks
for you.
so young.
She
right?
does.
She's actually 26, but she looks like
yeah,
she's like
but
18.
she used to be
Yeah.
like,
You know?
I don't know, like a runway model.
No,
or
she used to model.
print
Mhm.
model,
She did.
something. I don't know, but I'm like, damn,
You know what's ironic?
you're too hot for Born. Sorry.
Yo, I took a picture with her at when I shot her the first time, and I put it on Twitter. And motherfuckers were like, "Yo, Lex has a daughter." I was like, damn. And I looked at the picture, and I was like, ooh.
You're like, this looks
She
kind
really
of like
looks like
father
she my
daughter
daughter, right?
creepiness.
We're like the same complexion and shit. And we were like, the three of us took a picture
Was
at
it like
AVN.
kind of like a
That-
loving like? "Oh."
No. It was as a matter of fact, it was at AVN, and the two of us and Anna took a picture.
I still got it. So my
You know what I'm talking about?
I
Yeah.
got
And
it.
people
I got
saw
it.
that and were like, "Yo, that's Lex's daughter." I'm like, "No, that's Anna
Oh,
Fox."
shit.
But you look at it, you're like, if I mean, hey,
That's crazy.
you know,
I always call
you
her.
know, you never know. Like, you're like, Anna, where are you from
What's
originally?
the whole lot of nuts in my day?
All of them are may or may not have been untraceable.
Yes, sir.
You know,
And when
so-
you pull out,
I
it's
used to
just
be a
aborted
trucker.
babies.
Before I did the porno, baby, I was all around the world.
Another dirty
Might
old
have
man
been
over
in
here.
your state.
no
Now, I'm
doubt.
not too far from you, Lex. I don't think. Oh, you got me by a couple years.
Well, for me, this is my 17th year in
I'm
Los
talking about
Angeles.
age-wise, but yes, I know you've been here in porno
Yeah.
way longer than me.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because, you know, the other day I
Probably
was
been
thinking,
doing
what?
sex before I was even born.
What sex? Literally, you mean
Literally.
sex?
Yeah. How old are you?
You know, I'm in.
I was born in '84.
He said, they could Google it, Lex.
Oh,
It's
no.
Google. It's just fucking 2015.
Yeah, no, I have no
There's
problem.
no
I'm
hiding.
45, but I'm saying
Oh,
my first
yeah.
sexual experience is 1987.
Oh,
You
okay. So
probably-
I was a
shit.
3-year-old. It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
See what I'm saying? So, you know,
It's
that made
okay.
up for, you know. Then
My
of
husband's
course-
been having sex before I was born. I'm like, that's just disturbing.
Shit.
Well, I mean, you know, some people. When did you guys start? Like, when was your first time?
My first scene.
Your first,
First
no, your
time.
first time.
Oh, my first
Now
time.
you here with us? You high, nigga? What the fuck?
You know, I have so many sexual experiences. I got to think way back now. But I started when I was 11.
11.
Yeah.
Little rascal, you.
Yeah, I started early.
Yeah. What's up with you? What's your first time?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. It was past 11. I think I ain't gonna lie. I think I dodged my first one. Like, oh, wait a minute. Bitch trying to put her tongue in my mouth. I'm like, yo, what you doing, mom? But obviously,
cute.
after that, you know, I just went
Now look at
crazy.
ya.
But I think I was like 13, 12, 13. Not too far from that.
Nice.
Aw.
Now, why doesn't that happen where nowadays even the girls are having sex at that early age? I think porn has had an effect. Do you find that guys that you meet in the street that are civilians look to you guys as heroes or even teachers or professors of sex? Just from watching, they think that
Man,
we're like
listen.
got our degrees in sexuality, human sexuality.
Where do you want to start? What story
Yeah.
you want to start? At? You want to start when I was at the mall, or you want to start when I was at the club, or
No, let me
maybe
start-
you want to start when I was just sitting there having a dinner with a chick, and the nigga runners up on me like, "Yo, I've been watching you since I was 18. I'm 25 years now, and this, that, and the other." You be like, "Hold on, man. Just you know, I'm sitting here, shorty. We just
And
she
she
don't
might
even
not
know
un-
I do porno yet. She, you know, she ain't asked me."
I like the
You gonna
story of
come
you
blow
on the
me
cruise,
up.
though.
Man,
Oh.
that shit happened so many times with me, man. It's just
Yo, let me tell you something.
mind-boggling.
Me and Nat were at, was it last year? It had the AV in 2014. Who it was
year
about?
before last
It was
one,
about 5:15, 5 a.m. Me and Nat are downstairs at the Hard Rock, and I'm talking to this girl, and Nat comes over, and then next thing you know, Nat and I are talking to these two chicks in Vegas. And about 5:45, we made it back. We went upstairs, and banged out these two broads, and it's like.
Oh, let
No,
me see.
part-
Let me rewind it just a little bit. Let me tell you
I'm sorry, Alex, I
when
didn't use the word broads.
When I walked up, And I had
okay,
to put
I'm
a little,
laughing.
I had to put a little nudge on it because when I walked up, I seen what was going on. I seen in their eyes they was ready, but Lexi must have overlooked it. He wasn't paying attention.
Wait, you
He
just
was
called him
drinking.
Lexi. I love that.
I said Lex.
Oh, I
So-
thought you said Lexi. I was like, oh.
No. You don't
Like,
know.
I'm not.
Yo, that's my dude, Lex. What you talking about, Lexi? I said Lex. But anyway, so I seen what was going. I seen the play as I was walking up. They was ready. So as soon as I walked up, I'm like, yo, listen, man. Well, you got a room upstairs right now? He was like, yeah. I said, let's go. We out. They was like, okay, let's
Yeah.
go.
They're like,
No, because I didn't know whether there was two of them. I know
Wait.
what I was going to
See,
do.
he was clean. He was like, I could tell.
Wait, are they
He didn't know
civilians
what
They were
to say.
civilians.
straight
Nice.
civilians. I
Nat
was
came
like,
over there and
let's go.
straight closed the deal.
Soon as
He
I
was
walked
like,
up,
Wait,
like, yo,
I have a question.
oh,
Do you
let's go.
find it easier to hook up with civilians or with other talent?
I have another whole nother issue with that.
Oh, are you married?
No.
In a
not at
relationship?
all. Well, not at this current moment, but I do have an issue.
you got to tread lightly. That's a hard question.
Nah.
I mean,
Sorry.
I'll
There.
answer it.
I got a little issue. I got a little touchy issue with that question. But I but to finish that, yeah, we went upstairs. And,
Yeah.
you know, that was
It hope. Yeah.
Gotta
well, no,
finish
we'll-
that story
we'll-
first.
yeah.
Hold on.
No. It,
There were two civilians, and yeah, we basically
Double-
had a good time.
double
no,
teamed
no,
them,
no,
or no?
no, no,
You each
no.
took
no.
them to
One
your own.
escaped. One caught cold feet.
no. You would tell it. We could tell it
No,
all.
no,
This
I
is a
went to
BBC
bathroom,
conference.
so- right.
So wait. So Nat had fucked about 3 or 4 girls that evening already. Yeah. See what I'm
You're like,
saying?
hold on, let me
And
baby
so
wipe at least.
Nat went to the bathroom to take a shower, and I'm sitting there with these 2 girls,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
And so the one girl sitting on her bed like, yo, where's my dude? And I'm over there with homegirl like ready to get it cracking. So homegirl broke out. And then when Nat comes out the bathroom, he's like, yo, what's up? I was like, yo, your girl broke out. And then so there was this moment where we were like,
We both just looked at that one girl like, did she look back like okay,
come on.
I was like, oh shit.
yeah, I was like, because word out, I was like,
Yeah, that
when I
shit
said
was
your
funny.
girl left, I was like, I was waiting for you to start getting dressed because I was like, yo, your girl left. That was like,
he's gonna
that was
double
like,
looking at your girl.
yeah, I was like, I took a
Shit.
shower and everything. I'm not going nowhere.
this motherfucker. She was like, okay. I said, come on. So, that's it. So we ended
Yeah.
up double teaming her.
Only
Yeah,
in Vegas,
real-
right?
And I
real
left
life.
y'all together. Like, I let y'all have y'all QT time. I left y'all together. He
Shit,
probably
I got-
knocked out
took a
for 2
shower.
days in her.
Took a shower for her.
No, real talk. That's what I mean.
God,
so we
that's
do
so
run
funny.
across.
But-
I
The
need to stop
answer-
wearing mascara here.
To your question though, I feel that I've won some and I lost some. I say that in the sense that I've been in situations where I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling this situation. I like her. Everything is great. And then come to find out I do porno, it goes all bad. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And then I've been in situations
Is it
where
weird that like you feel like you should tell them beforehand?
no, I tell them first conversation. As soon
Yeah.
as I can, I get that shit out. Fuck
Yeah.
that. I'm not going through
Lay
the
the-
extra
Yeah.
down the line shit or
Yeah,
somebody
exactly.
running up on me saying, I seen you in Big Booty 20
Yeah.
and you sitting there looking stupid.
Like,
So I've been through that. I'm
Big
not
Booty
going
20?
through that. Listen,
But
this is what I do.
they run up on you and they call you by our stage name,
Stage name
but the
after
person
you
you're
get
with knows you
introduced
as your
as,
government.
my government and all that.
Yeah.
So I've been through those type of issues. But I've been in situations where it's where you think you're not gonna get nowhere, and then you say you do porn on. It's like, oh shit, I love it.
They're like,
Oh
hey,
shit.
can I sit on your lap and
Then
like
you
show
feel
you
like
the fact that I'm
a
not wearing
piece of
panties?
meat. Like, you know what I'm saying? You feel like a horse. And
Well,
shit.
no, in those
They trying to
situations,
use me.
Piece of me.
do you feel that women expect us to live up to our porno personas when we're sexing in our personal lives?
Absolutely.
Yep.
I think I do it. I think I'm just naturally gonna go hard anyway. So
Now, do you feel
I
that
be
girls
at
want
home
the
doing up and overs and shit.
open it up to the camera and shit?
Open it
There's
up
no-
and shit. I just go hard. That's what I like to do. So, but I understand
You're
what
like,
you're
hold
saying.
on, I gotta
like,
open up.
I
Gotta do the one
sometimes
leg
I
up
just
while you're
wanna
doing the
chill.
doggy.
Yeah, because no, but
Just one leg on
sometimes
it.
if I'm on my knees and I'm fucking, sometimes I find myself putting one of my feet up.
Yeah, doing the one leg up.
Yeah, and I'm like,
And you're
what am I-
What the fuck am I
Like,
doing?
I'm thinking,
filming
like,
this shit, what you
And I'm thinking,
doing?
does it feel better that way? And I'm like, nah. And I put
It
my other foot down,
doesn't.
just fuck like a regular person.
Yeah.
But do you find, gentlemen, that women want to get jacked up porno style, or do you find that they want you to make love to them, or they want to see that XXX raw shit?
They want that shit, but they
want
can't handle that. They see that
They
shit.
think
They're
that
like,
they can.
ow, why are you
you
fucking
get
me
to
so
doing
hard?
that shit, man. I mean, some can.
Yeah.
Hey, I shit. Just the other day, I ran it. Well, anyway, some could take that, but some they think they want that, and then
When they
that's
see
not
that,
happening.
Yeah.
Ready.
Yeah.
Now I think, I think my ex said it best in New York. She said, "Fuck me like a stranger." So,
And that is the best shit, because that's the best time to go somewhere, sit at the bar,
Right.
just meet a chick, bag it, take it
Word
back,
up like that
take
night,
it
because
down.
in Vegas, because it was like when them like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. It was like wow, 2-on-1, like
or
there
in,
should have been a camera.
Like LA, we're allowed to talk about it in LA. Yeah.
Listen, we ain't gonna say no name. She knows she is.
Yeah. But it's crazy because it is true that you brought that up, Nat. That a lot of girls want us to do them like they see on video, but when the reality that we have a fifth and or a sixth gear that we reserve for the video. Now, Allison, as a performer yourself, you're aware and can handle a fifth or a sixth gear.
Yeah.
Do you find that women are biting off more than they can chew, in a sense of speaking, when they want guys to do that?
I'm going to say yes, because it's like, I know like porn sex is different than at-home sex. And I think, I mean, I've never really had a relationship, with a civilian since being in porn. Only the one civilian that I've been with, you know what I mean? So it's like, he gets it.
And then you get married, and that's the guy.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like,
Damn,
I mean,
so
I
you
don't
can't
know.
hump after the show?
What?
Oh shit! I said that into the mic. My bad.
He might be
Go ahead,
watching.
go. Yeah. My bad, homie.
He does watch, but that's because he likes Lex more than me.
Oh,
What up?
shit.
Yo, we got a phone call coming. You guys want to take a phone call?
let's do it.
Fuck it.
Hello. This is Lex Steele Live. Talk to us.
Lexington, Steele, what's happening, man?
My
Patriots
man
fan.
from New England in the house. What's going on, bro?
Is this the Patriots fan?
Yep.
Hey, buddy, what's up?
What's happening? How you doing, beautiful? How are you?
I'm all right. I'm here.
And she's waiting for us to take the camera off the
I'm
tripod
like, it's POV.
and get this
gangbang
BBC
style.
conference going on real XXX Star way.
There you go.
You got the fellas tonight, huh? The big fellas in tonight, huh?
No, I wonder what your guys' measurements are, since I've never worked with you.
I don't even know what my measurements are, and I've been in this shit 13 years.
Should we take it out and check? Just kidding.
I mean,
Hey, I'll slap it right on the table.
Like,
Measure all you want. Fuck it.
it's
That's
not
your-
a baby
let me
arm;
know.
it's a teenager
that's
arm.
your call, Allison. I don't know. I'm just gonna turn away and look at my
Please
notes.
do. Please do. Please
Like,
do. Lex.
I gotta look up. Yeah, but ironically though, Mo, you had experience like that on the Howard Stern show.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Well, expound on that.
I mean, it was gay competition. So
Oh, he asked you to pull out your swipe?
yeah, well, we went in
my
there
God.
naked. We had like robes on and stuff like that, and
Oh, the one out the back door.
it was
I've been like, no pun intended.
Yeah.
it was one of those moments. But Howard is a cool guy.
Yeah.
And I knew what the contest was. I just didn't know I was the only straight contestant. So it was like the judge was gay, and then the contestants was gay, and then he's like jerking the guys off.
Fucking gay for all.
And you're like,
It was
I'm
Dr.
not gay.
Dr.
Lex, man.
Sulu from what?
Why you put him like?
Oh no!
You see, I tried to avert that.
He's like, oh well, what happened was.
I wanna
Lex, why
know.
the fuck did you ask me about this shit? Anyway,
What happened?
Fuck it. This what happened.
Basically, I lost the contest. I came in second place because I didn't allow him to massage me. Like
You're
he did
supposed to
Albert.
lose.
wouldn't you
gay.
want to lose? Be like, dude, I do not want to do.
Well, the contest was the world's most biggest, beautiful black penis. So
You're like,
shit.
dude, you can't touch
you
me.
can't touch it though.
Nah, you can't touch it.
Oh my god.
Touch this.
Like, just gonna start dancing.
What's up, man? What's you got?
Sorry.
Any words for the?
Tangent.
Hey, this shit got
What's
quiet.
going on?
Yo, you listen. What I got to say? Oh, somebody on the line.
My man, you got anything for it? Yeah, we still got your
I'd
call.
like to ask a question to Nat and Mo. You guys hope to shoot some scenes with Mind Freak on Archangel in the future for that great company?
Yeah, I actually know those cats, man. I just, haven't got around to working with them, man. Yeah, I need to give them a call. You're right.
I just keep having scheduling conflicts with them. Like twice they tried to shoot me, but I was already busy or out of town. So eventually,
You guys are great performers. I'd like to see you guys here on Archangel. I think that'd be great.
Well, send in a grievance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
really
Let
do
them
listen.
know.
That's
Yeah.
Nah,
right.
for
if
real,
you,
fuck
at
that.
Mime
You know what
Freak
I'm
on
saying?
Twitter.
yeah,
That's,
if you let them know
know
on
what you
Twitter
wanna
or
see.
whatever.
Lindell and Tori. Tori Black and Lindell. And Lindell's been on the show. We haven't had, actually, we've had Mime Freak on the show before. We opened door to him, so we might have him back along with his lovely wife, which happens to be Tori Black, 2-time Female Performer of the Year.
And I also just want to add, it's their mistake at this point that I haven't shot for them.
That is a
No
mistake.
bitterness. No bitterness. I'm just
You know,
saying,
they
just
shoot
putting
some
it
good
out
stuff.
there.
They've, you know.
Just putting it out there. That Turner's proven.
Man, I did a scene with Jada Stevens for Mind Freak, and it's probably the deepest I've ever went in an anal cavity before.
Okay.
You know, literally, I think
You're like, damn, you've got skills, girl.
I mean, certainly enough. It seemed like I moved from her large intestine immediately into her small intestine. It was, went from cavernous to tight in a stroke.
God, you're so fucking huge.
Yeah, well, what can
I'm
I
having
say?
flashbacks. I need a drink.
And it
Today.
gets quiet. This is the BBC. You guys should all be like, yes, I know that feeling. Once you go, right?
You're like, oh yeah.
I've had that. I've had that experience a few times on set. A few times girls tapped
you know what I'm
out.
saying?
Okay, so
Listen, I'm not ashamed to say I'm probably the smallest out of the crew. I'm probably bigger in stature.
You cast a big aura.
Inch or two smaller than the other area.
I don't want to
But
cut you. I don't want to
put
cut you
my
there.
fucking work in.
I don't want to cut you, right? So Nat
Fuck that
comes
shit.
to this pool party with me the other day, and it was kind of I was pretty much the only black guy there. So he
wait,
pops
other
up.
than him.
Yeah, well, until he pops up.
Until he gets.
And they're like, who the fuck was that? That's what calls him Buffy, the white girl slayer.
That's what I said when I left. This is the first time I'm hearing this.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
That was cute. You should have called me back. I'd have came back and slayed their ass.
So what happened at the? It didn't go down.
No, I left.
Yeah,
I
he
left.
had
I
left.
was going through some issues. I had lost my wallet, my
got
ID,
crazy.
and I was mad at the world. And fuck, who did it? I'm looking at people's screens.
It was at the party that you lost.
No.
But prior
It was
to.
before I showed up there.
Okay.
So I showed up there with a fucked up attitude. So let me get the fuck out of here. I don't want to bring everybody else down. Because I was ready to drown the motherfucker. Like, fuck.
Okay. I have this question. Okay, last week I shot, or was it the week before? I don't remember. It was like a redhead in a racial movie, whatever. Anyway, so it's me and a couple other redhead girls with, I think we were there.
Yeah.
And the chick was like, I was like, I can't remember if it was you or if it was John. She was like, how big are you? Like, do I need to prepare myself? And I was like, is this anal? And she, no, it's vaginal. I was like, what the fuck? Prepare yourself?
How do you
Like,
prepare yourself for vaginal? You
it's like she
Call it.
went and
Thanks a lot,
fucked
bro.
herself with a dildo to stretch herself out.
Yeah, she
really?
did.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a hell of a scene.
Before we let
Was
the
it-
caller go, anything else for the guys, people? Caller.
Yeah. I wanted to ask one question tonight. You played football before? You built like a linebacker, man.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I played college ball. I played at Nassau Community College in New York. Yeah. To this day, I still got a few athletical skills. I'm not doing all that, but
Well, on your Twitter, you say
I
you're
still work
as a
out,
fitness
and I
instructor,
also train.
right?
Nat Turner 88 at Gmail.
Mhm.
If you want to contact me on personal training
Yeah.
situations, but yeah, I'm in the
I
gym
could use
every
some
morning. I love the
personal
gym.
training.
I think my day. Yeah, I could personally train.
People, if you saw the way Allison just looked at Nat for the, what I'm saying, asking for some personal training. I don't know if she
And
was
that's what a
solid
lot
enough.
of people think, but I'm serious about
I was
it.
like,
I'm
you're
real
throwing
about
your
it.
email
they think
out
I
there.
be fucking all my clients, but that's not the case. man.
Aw.
Only some
Only
of
the ones that
clients.
want
That's only in my porn scenes. Damn it.
But
Be like,
yeah,
let's try this
Nat Turner
exercise.
88 at Gmail.
Oh, God.
Played just a
doubt.
little college ball. That's all.
All right.
That's good.
All right, cool. Thanks a lot, bro.
All right, you
Thank
have good luck,
you.
guys.
All right, man, I
Take care.
appreciate
You're a
you.
legend, man. Take care.
All right. Thanks a lot, bro.
Respect.
Yeah. No, that's, it's funny that, when people find out that as performers, we have had lives before movies. You know what I'm saying? It's like our life just didn't begin when we started doing movies,
Please know that.
you know.
Please know that.
So, and then yesterday.
Oh, and we have feelings.
And we do have feelings.
Please know that as well.
You know. So now, Allison, what type of workout were you inquiring with Nat about?
I'm just fucking with him
You want to do some
because he's not
bench press?
in a relationship currently at this second, or it's very confusing in a relationship.
No, I'm not.
And he just put his
not,
email out
period.
there, so I was like,
Yeah, that's
oh,
my
I
email.
gotta test the waters.
Yeah.
You know, you got to
See how
get
deep
some
it goes.
Boy.
bench press. I don't even know why I said that. About
It's crazy in these
What did you
streets,
say?
man.
I'm saying I don't know why I went off on that tangent about going deep. Maybe it was because you asked about size.
Yeah.
And that led me to talking about size
Yeah.
and going in. Okay.
And then I was like, because I was curious how it went that day. I was like, I wonder, was it tight? Was it just
Oh
like?
yeah, it was very tight.
And she fucked herself with the dildo to stretch it out.
So now, so you're saying though that women don't need to prepare for vaginal.
No, I mean, I've never prepared for a vaginal scene, but this chick does.
Who was a girl?
Oh.
You can say what her name is. I mean,
Well, he can't remember it. Neither
Yeah,
can I.
Let me look at my Twitter real quick. Come back.
I think she'd only been in the business for like a year
I
or
don't
less.
know who I worked with 2 days ago.
I'm bad at
oh,
it.
you worked with the
I
girls?
don't even ask. No, I said
Yeah.
I don't even remember who the name of the girl I
me
worked
tell you
with.
something.
Like, I try not to.
It's crazy. That was the girl you walked in when I was doing the scene with.
Okay.
The redhead one. When you,
Yeah.
because you
I
came
know-
in.
Oh,
oh,
who-
she had
what
red
red-
hair.
what
I
redhead did you
remember that. I don't know what her name.
I don't know.
He did
I wanna
Violet
say
Monroe.
Velvet.
He did
Velvet.
Violet,
Oh, you
which
did
is sad
Violet
that I
Monroe?
Velvet who?
Violet Monroe. It's crazy. I don't know the girl I fucked,
She's
but I know the
redhead.
girl he fucked.
I know who I fucked.
She was
so.
cool though. Violet Monroe, whatever. her
She's
name
cool.
Is. But whoever you are, I liked it. You.
Well,
I liked it. You.
what now? Have you ever? The funniest thing, or the most awkward thing, is have you ever met a girl, saw a girl maybe a week after having worked with her, and she walks straight up to you and says hello, and you look at her squarely in her face,
Blankly.
like yeah, like
Who?
your
What?
name
A
is.
lot.
It does happen as male
Yeah, a
performers,
lot.
right?
Of
It's
course
happened
it
with
do.
me and female performers and male performers, and I'm like, fuck, I feel bad. I mean, I've only been in for 5 years, and I'm like, I'm a chick, I should know.
Well, there's a lot of girls.
As a chick, I
so it's
should
hard.
know.
Maybe the dudes you should remember, but there's a million
Yeah, but
girls.
there's dudes that I
and not
forget
only-
too.
Yeah.
Not only that there's a million girls, and I'm not shitting on my ladies. I love all y'all. But sometimes after that motherfucking makeup comes off, it's a whole nother person under
Yeah,
there.
you
And
said
you
that
don't
too
know
once.
what the fuck going on. You like, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I've literally seen. I've been in situations where I'm in a scene and it's like, yeah, oh my God, she's fucking beautiful. What the fuck? I will take her home with me right. That's nothing. And then as soon as the scene is over, you see in the mirror wiping that shit off her face. You like, what the fuck? This bitch don't got no eyebrows. She ain't got no fucking eyelashes. She ain't got no fucking.
She's
she don't got a
white as
nose.
white. You
I
can't
mean, she
even
took her
see
nose
her.
off.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck? Nah, fuck this shit.
Contouring.
Makeup is a motherfucker. I know that.
Well, kudos to the pro makeup
yeah,
artists in
cool-
porno.
yeah,
'cause
yeah,
the
'cause
makeup artists in porno
that
are
shit
great.
is real.
Oh, yeah.
That
you
shit
know.
is real.
But it's interesting. You just got to make sure you never arrive too early.
Yeah,
you
you
arrive
wanna
too
see
early.
that shit.
See him.
Yeah,
they
I
sweat
don't look.
pants on and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I don't look.
They crooked sneakers, dirty. Look, I'm having flashbacks.
No doubt.
You be thinking about that shit the whole scene.
I
like,
shot a
this
girl the
bum
other
bitch.
day, and she came by my house for makeup in the morning, and she pulled up, and I came out my house, and I was like, and she was about 40 feet away, and I was like, I can't believe this, because the first time I saw her, you know, before her makeup was done, I've never seen this girl without without her porno makeup, and I saw
You can
her
drop her
like,
name.
nah, I can't.
Can you tell me later?
Nah,
so I can
I
giggle
can't.
about it?
I'm
Aw,
gonna
man.
make him tell me later.
I
shake
was
him till he
And then I'm
shocked.
going to go follow Nat Turner
But
and
I
be
ain't
like, follow
gonna be
me.
surprised.
Who was
I ain't
it?
gonna be surprised.
Yo, let me tell you something. I had a girl on the show that was sitting right here, and I literally looked at her, was like, so, you know, have you done interracial before? She was like, Katrina Jade was right next to me, and I looked at her, she was like, Lex, we shot last week.
Be like,
Like, and I was like,
girl,
oh.
you were so good, you put me in another state of mind.
I know. It was like, it was embarrassing, because I literally
And you were
turned-
live on air?
It was on Lex Live show. I looked right at
Are
her.
you
like,
fucking retarded?
she was like right here.
Are you I
was-
wasn't here.
You were already co-hosting by that point, I think, though.
Was I here?
I don't know. Gianna might have been at the time.
I don't remember this because I would have
But-
been
don't
like,
worry,
you're
Lex.
motherfucking
I
retarded.
got it. I just remember her
It
name.
helps.
It was Edith Blair. See, I don't forget.
No,
Edith?
you went and looked on your Twitter and you
My phone was
oh.
over here.
He sat there and
That
thought
name
about
still
that
doesn't
shit
even
all
sound
night.
familiar.
He's I'm gonna get this name
I
right.
never forget the experience. You know what I'm saying? Even if I may forget the name a little bit, I'll never forget the experience.
Oh, come
You know
on,
what's
man.
funny
It's
is
only
like
That's you're a freshman. Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah,
After
like,
a while, it's
like
only
your
been a
fifth
couple
year, you're gonna be
years,
like,
man.
fuck
He
it.
was like, man,
I mean, the
listen.
first 3 years, I even wrote down who I worked with. And
Oh,
who
I still write
for.
that down.
Me
You
too.
still write down the name of the person you worked with.
I had the names, the dates, the company, so I know something
I mean,
happens. Say
About-
Yeah, I
about a
mean
year
now
from
it's
now, it ain't
now it's in
even-
my phone, but before I used to do it like
Yeah.
on a calendar, so it's like I knew how much I got paid, I knew who the director was and producer and what company.
That's good practice. Yeah.
It's actually good
Yeah.
for your taxes.
Only
so.
time I ever
Yeah.
gave a fuck if it was a check bounce, some dumb shit. I'ma find their ass. I'll trust you. I'ma find who I worked for. God damn it.
Yeah,
That shit happened one time my whole career though.
I've never had a check bounce.
Yeah, that shit
I've had it where
bounced
it's like
a
they're like,
motherfucker.
oh,
I
it's
was
in the
like,
mail. I'm like, it's been like a month.
You never had a check bounce?
Never
I
had.
have.
You
Yeah.
have.
Have you had a check bounce yet?
Nah, I haven't. You said
I
yeah.
didn't get that money.
Yeah.
That was 8
Hope
years
it's not
ago.
a
I
big
still ain't
check.
get that money.
You know, that's when you get that phone call like, yo, did you put that in yet? Like,
My favorite is it's like you leave and literally 5 minutes later, they're like, can you hold that check till Monday? I'm
Yeah,
like, you
could you
couldn't have
hold
told me
it?
that
yeah.
5 minutes
They
ago.
they didn't want to tell you like to your
In
face.
person.
I'm like, I'm all good. I'm like, yo, no worries. I mean, you know, but just tell me ahead of
I
time.
mean, there's a couple directors that I know that have said that to me, like, and I'm like, are we really that close to where you can have this conversation with me face to
Yo,
face?
sometimes it's like arrows crossing in the air, man. You gotta, you know, sometimes like, look, I just put this money in, and it's, you know, I would rather a person tell you to hold on to it.
Yeah, exactly.
than-
Because it's
Yeah,
like if I
no
deposit it
problem
on my
with that.
phone,
Yeah.
like checks take 48 hours to clear. So it's like I know I can't pay anyone until it's cleared.
Yeah.
But if I go into the bank and see a teller,
Oh, they'll give it to you.
it's
right.
like less than 24 hours, or if not, completely available right away.
Yeah.
So I don't want to talk to people. So
Yeah, it takes. I know sometimes, like, you know, when you're writing a lot of checks, you're like, yo. See what I'm saying? There's a couple of these that need to. Someone you roll that dice that someone's not going to go to the bank tomorrow
away.
or the next day. You're like, well, that person lives in Vegas and. Like,
Yeah,
I
but
wrote-
now we
Sometimes
No,
I
my
walk
checks are
around
good,
with checks
though.
in my pocket for a week or so. You're
No,
like,
not in porno. In porno, you get that check.
Put that in.
You know what
I
I'm
put
saying?
it, I put it in right away.
That's part of the
It's so
routine.
funny.
no, I've done that.
Because it's
I've
like I
done
work
that.
at a salon and it's like I'll wait a week or two. I'm kind of lazy,
No,
but it's
I've
like with
done
porn,
that.
I cash it right away because I am so worried.
That's why I had 2 checks in my wallet when I lost my wallet. I had to call and get
Ooh.
stop payment on the
Oh,
checks.
that's annoying.
So yeah, I don't cash them right away, especially if it's somebody you work for all
Yeah.
the time.
No, I cash them or deposit it right
Or
away.
deposit. Yeah,
Because it's like I'm worried about checks bouncing.
I don't
I'm
want
like,
to lose it. That's why I say.
Yeah.
That happens.
I'm like, I don't want to lose like a $1,500 check. That'd be a
Yeah. But it's,
really
you know
bad
what,
day.
and it's more us being independent contractors that, you know, the practice of depositing right away, something that independent contractors do in many different businesses, just because that's, if you're an independent contractor, you do want to make sure, because you may not work for that client again anytime soon, so you want to, you know, get your money or make sure your money's there, you know.
I mean, I've had clients doing hair that their checks have bounced, and that's like the most awkward thing because I'm like, thank God there's a receptionist. I'm like, can you call this person and just be like, yeah, your check bounced? Like,
See, you know what?
How do you say? How do you
No,
talk
you
to
say it
someone
just
about
like Rihanna says that shit. Bitch, better have my money.
Like blop blop blop.
Exactly. Or
You baby, what you wanted?
this is
My
what.
jam right now.
You word out, yep.
Oh, shit right
Yep.
now. Let that shit
Oh,
come on.
this is
on
what
the
I texted
call.
my husband today. He was like, so I scheduled Gavin to have oops, I just said our son's name, a skateboarding lesson tomorrow at 3. I was like, well, your bitch ain't got no money, so you better be putting some in my account.
You said, bitch ain't got no money.
What I texted him. It was, and he was
Like,
like,
blah, blah,
he was like, LOL. I was like, yes, I know. I'm cute. Sometimes.
No, it's funny. Oh my God. You
Oh,
know,
sorry.
my girl had she got her hair. She was dyeing her hair in the hair salon. Person fucked her hair up, right?
Stupid
So
bitch.
she went to another salon. They said, look, you got to use this dye to wash. You know, they said use
What
like
they
dish
do?
detergent and baking soda to wash out the dye.
Oh, man.
So she was texting me like, yeah, I got to get this type of detergent and baking soda.
That's when
and
you
I
know
told
it's
her,
a
get the
bet.
detergent, and I wrote in caps, I got baking soda, baking soda. She said she almost pulled off the road laughing because because it was like, I was like, I got baking soda. You know.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Oh, I'm gonna stop wearing mascara.
Man. So what would you guys say is necessary for a black male performer coming to the? I know we're asked these questions regularly. How do you respond when guys ask you how can they do what we do?
I tell them practice, get a girl on the camera. That's the only way you could ever know if you could do it. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to practice watching pornos, you could jerk off all day. As soon as you get to a girl, you know, it's totally different.
Yeah. So who's like the president of the camera?
How you gonna practice watching porn?
It's dudes that
Like, I can
jerking
jerk
off.
off. I can fuck for hours. I'm like,
this
good
is
for
my
you.
practice. I'm gonna jerk off 3 hours a day, goddammit. And I'm gonna be the biggest porn star ever, bigger than Lex, Mo, and Nat. Fuck that. I'm just gonna keep jerking. What the fuck?
We get perfect timing with the nutshot, bro.
I've had people tell me that they able to jerk off through a whole movie and they think they're ready for porn.
No.
I have a question and answer on my Twitter and on my Instagram where I allow any person, male or female, interested in being in the adult industry to ask me how to start in the business, and I give them honest advice, you know. But some of the stories
I tell them to ask a
that
male
I
performer.
hear,
I'm like,
you know, like
don't ask me.
a lot of the stories that I hear, I mean, is asinine. They're like, well, I've got experience. What experience do you have?
I can fuck for 8 hours. I'm like, good for you.
I
A porn
bang my
chick ain't
girl.
gonna want to fuck you for 8 hours. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
You know, I mean, truth be told, I mean, all of those things was things that helped me along the way. You know, like being in high school, I could jerk off all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean 17. This shit,
Yo, what
like,
the fuck is going on
like
here?
this shit never goes out at 17. You like,
Listen,
you know what I'm
listen,
saying?
listen.
No, I've had
But
motherfuckers tell me that I can come 3 or 4 times in a day.
Good
And I'm
for you.
like, exactly. I'm like, good for you. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Or when a motherfucker sends you a picture of their dick on Twitter,
Oh, yeah.
and you're like, what are you
Don't-
sitting?
All right, come on,
Don't do
my
that.
dude.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
do
like,
that.
why do you?
Don't do that.
Listen, my thing is this. I first of all, I think even if I grew up with you or whatever, you ask me, this is the truth, and I think this is the best way to do it. You find a girl that
I
wanna
was
do
just
it.
gonna say that.
You find a chick, right, and then you show up with her and be like, well, she only shoots with me. Simple as that. They
Yep.
don't give a fuck about you necessarily, but they want that chick, especially if she bad.
And they go, well, how big is your
we'll
dick?
give
Well,
you a
it's about-
shot. No, it ain't even really. I was never asked how big your dick is. If you show up, you there. And you
you like
can't
you was
perform.
gonna hurt
I done
them.
seen. What was this? You probably know him from back in the Cummings, or not to talk about the next nigga situation. but- oh
Wait,
my God!
a
It
brother
was
named Cummings?
ridiculously small. This dude back in the day. Like 10 years ago, he used to work all the
Black
time.
guy?
Yeah, something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, you
Not
know what I'm talking about?
little dude.
No,
not
Not TJ Cummings.
Not
he's white.
because he's
Yeah, I know
still
what you're
around.
talking about, yeah.
No,
Well-
he's not around no more. But
Yeah.
this dude
He's
works. He working Office Depot
Yeah.
right now. I seen him about a year ago,
Uh-huh.
Wow.
and he was ridiculously unendowed, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it. But he was on set with me all the time. He was working. It was like that back
Yeah.
then. You know what I'm saying?
Now
it was just a
it's
lot
like-
of work.
yeah,
But
now-
anyway, so I wouldn't even say nothing about necessarily unless you just retarded small. Don't even waste your time. But if you got the girl, then they gonna want to shoot the girl. Then you say she only shoot with me, and then you gonna get a couple shots like that. But you only gonna get a couple shots. You fuck up, then you're done. They got to call me. So
No doubt.
Yeah.
that's just how that works. But
And then I show up and I'm fucking your girl.
yeah,
Yep.
so then she's whisked off and you're fucked. You're back to square one. So
Yep.
No, that's
just letting
word.
you know.
And
So
then
if you don't
clearly you did not
perform-
have enough quote unquote practice.
Because it's not as easy as you think. It's definitely not. And I don't even know what to say to really prepare you. My preparation was I didn't know no better. I didn't know nothing about not being hard or not being able to get hard. I just came home from doing 6 years in jail, maybe a year and a half prior to me coming to California. And
So you were ready to
I'm
like.
thinking
You're
about
like, I'm ready
I'm
to
making
fuck,
this
sorry.
money. I'm just home. I'm happy. Pussy in front of me. I'm gonna fuck it.
As a pro, you're like.
That's it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I had to learn how to block. What we call blocking is, getting out of the way of the camera. But as far as just fucking, it's just you put a pussy in front of me, I'm gonna pretty much fuck it.
No doubt. Well,
Especially
not
you
any.
keep putting in. Well, you keep putting different pussies in front of
Yeah.
me. Yeah, I'm just gonna be charged up.
No
each
BBW,
time, you know what I'm
so.
saying?
Now over
Nah,
the.
BBW
I've
can
done
get
a
it.
couple BB.
BBWs
I
can get it,
actually scheduled to do some of those only for the second time in my career next month to be
Do it.
And
Why
you
not?
know going
Plumper-
in that she's a
plumper pass.
BBW.
Yeah. I honestly did 5 scenes in 13 years of BBW, and I didn't have no problems in none of those scenes. It
Have you-
surprised me.
You done BBWs before?
I knocked them
coming-
shits out just like
Coming from New
anything.
York, I think I've shot every which way and every kind of girl.
BBW.
In every hole. In every
Well,
category.
honestly, I kind of like a female. I kind of held back on anal till I got to LA because I'm like, in my personal, I'm not a fan of anal.
Yeah.
So-
no, I hate that.
Yeah, me neither.
You know what I mean? So I kind of held
do
back.
it.
But I
I never do it in my personal life either.
Yeah,
you know.
not a friend. Unless
Yeah.
the girl scream out, "Fuck me in the ass."
Nah,
Really?
I
Turn
still
on to
wouldn't
me.
do it because you know what? In your
alright,
personal
come on.
life,
Wait, I like saying that and getting fucked in the ass.
really?
not-
Well, but see, in your
Yeah.
personal
You gotta
life,
be
there's
ready
no.
for it.
But then again,
Exactly.
I'm a chick that shoots porn and I get fucked on camera too. So it's
Well,
like,
see, and you know about preparation. Most girl, if you hit a civilian girl from the back and she has no time to prepare, she may have had a chimichanga the night before. You know what I'm saying?
And
She
nobody
might have
wants
had
that shit.
She might have
Literally.
had a cookout with some barbecue baked beans and you know what I'm saying, and an enchilada.
I guess as like a performer and I'm like planning on getting freaky with my man, I'm like, oh, I'm watching what I'm eating the few days beforehand, and it's
Yeah.
like I'm conveniently like, oh, I'm gonna clean myself out, be like, hey baby, fuck me in the ass, let's go. It's one of those kind of nights. Get excited.
Oh yeah.
He's not a big anal sex guy though.
Which I can't. In my personal life, I can't do it. I can't fuck with it. Now, have you guys? What do you guys feel about? As we prepare to get, this is like the last question or so. You know, any problems or any concerns when you are confronted with the condom scene? Does it matter as a male performer, or is this one of those more challenging days for me, it's a more challenging day at the office.
Do they even make them that big?
Of
Yeah, they
got it covered.
Excel. You'd be
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I don't have that problem.
You're cool. You're cool
Yeah,
with
I'm
it.
good,
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, I'm talking about with the condom size. I was trying to make a joke, but
Aww.
listen, yeah, I think if I'm ready, if I'm on my game, I'm
Yeah.
on my game.
It doesn't matter
Oh, no,
whether
no,
it's.
what the fuck going on. An elephant could walk in that motherfucker.
You'd be
And
like,
I'm gonna fuck
sorry,
that.
I'm in
gonna
my own
fuck.
way.
I'm gonna do what
Yeah.
you know what I mean. I get into that zone, and I know, and I honestly to
It's
this
so
day,
true. There is like a zone you get into.
to this day, I walk into the game. It's like going into a game. Your butterflies in your stomach. You're nervous. You're feeling if hold if I'm gonna fail today. If it's gonna be a long day, because you know everybody's thought.
Yep.
Soon
Yeah.
as you struggling, I don't give a fuck. It could be the nicest camera guy. Oh, don't worry about it. It's okay. Oh, take your time. No. You know, in his head, he like, oh
He's
my
like,
fucking
"Fucker,
god,
when
I'm
I
gonna be
say
here all
come,
day with this
you have
shit.
30
This
fucking
is
seconds."
fucking crowded. So all that shit plays in your head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just strong. You got to be mentally strong. But then, like I said, it becomes a point. I think roughly around the blow job is when you know. Well, me personally, and then I go into this zone where I get to this point where I wouldn't give a fuck. The bitch fart or do some dumb shit. It's over. I'm in that zone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
there and
You're
you're
there.
locked
Yeah.
in.
I see something I don't like, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Or they say cut or do something that way, it don't matter. I'm ready.
One of the things I found is that I'm always able to bring my level of cool to a certain point where I'm good regardless of the circumstance, and that can be very, very tough. But you can get to the point where you're like, look, just relax. It's not that, it's not as bad as we think it is. Whether it might be, but if you go there and also too, women have so many fantasies going on in their heads. And I think as male performers, we are enlightened that is what the women's tricks are. And we are enlightened as to using mental gymnastics where most civilian men out there don't know.
Yeah.
You've got to be inside your own head as much as inside your sexual counterpart. Because best believe she has a whole story going on in her head about the scenario. Why shouldn't we? See what I'm saying? Like I know when I go into a scene, if I'm not charged about the girl I'm working with, I'll find something and then I'll create a scenario
Yep.
that'll
Yeah.
raise the
Like
stakes.
I met her at the mall. I just brought her home, and I'm just gonna fucking. Excuse me.
Exactly.
Yeah. You just gotta go into some dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like her knee. She got a sexy knee. Fuck it.
Exactly.
Just focus
Find-
on her knee.
focus
like,
on
yeah.
one thing that
One thing.
Now, fuck
turns
that.
you
Well, I
on.
hate when they
Hard.
take their shoes off, because I'm a big shoe person.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
and
yeah.
I want to say that I'm a big kisser too. If the girl is pretty, that charges me back up, and as well as shoes. So I hate when we get into the scene and the girl kicks her shoes off. I'll be like, hold on, wait.
Put your shoes back
Put your
on.
shoes back on. Put your shoes back on.
You just
Or
dropped
if
your
she
phone.
asks the director, should I take my shoes off? And I'll look at the director and be like, no.
Yeah.
Tell her to keep them on. Keep 'em on.
But it keeps the booty like firmer
Even
and
when
higher
they're
up.
walking, when they dangling in the air, just
Yeah.
shoes is great.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if they wedges. I don't like flats.
No, I like the heels because you get to wrap your
Yeah, you
hands
get the
around the heels.
heels
You can
and-
Yeah.
open it up.
And also wedges
I mean,
as well.
I prefer to keep my shoes on. I mean, there's performers that I'm like that are about feet, and I'm always like, I didn't take you as a foot guy, and they take my heels off. I'm like, oh, why did you do that? Because it's easier for me for cowgirl asshole. Because now I'm gonna be like, can we cut before cowgirl so I put my fucking shoes back on?
For me, I think it's the opposite. Like, I like the shoes off. Safety reasons, of course.
Oh yeah, those heels.
Safety reasons.
especially on the couch. Like, on the
I'm a
bed,
hill
that's one
dodger.
thing. But on the couch,
I'm not a dodge those
you gotta
hills.
be careful because they, the one minute they kicking under and then they catch the balls and it gets ugly.
Stop working with novice performers.
Well, I mean, that
No, when
seems
you're
to be-
moving
that
from
seems to
position
be
to
one of
position.
that seems to be one of my specialties. I guess I get a lot of newbies. I definitely get a lot of newbies. I
Yeah.
haven't got to the Jada Stevens and a lot of the big name girls like that. But for the most part, I like the shoes off because if I like Nat, if I get into it, my thing is to like black everybody out. So I'll get more romantic, kissing, maybe suck on some toes, go all the way.
Word?
Suck
He's
toes.
see.
Oh,
See,
man.
there's
Oh,
a
suck
closeted
toes.
foot person.
Suck toes.
Word.
Yeah, I've
Yo,
done a
man.
few
Yeah.
fetish sites.
Aw, he
Yo,
likes that.
when sometimes when the
Oh,
girls
wow.
try and give you a foot job, I'm like, yo, what's? It's like, nah.
No, only in foot scenes do I do foot jobs.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, I could do it better myself. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Especially when you look at the bottom of their feet and you're like, oh, hell no.
That shit ain't going on my dick.
Word
This
up.
is my pride and
Yeah,
joy and my
yeah.
money
What the fuck?
maker.
I would let her do it and then I put it in her mouth like, see, bitch, you shouldn't even went
Yo,
there.
Put your feet on my shit.
Put your
Now
feet on my
take
shit.
this.
Now put it right in
I
your
think, I
mouth.
think y'all looking at it in the wrong way.
Aw.
Do your thing,
Like,
foot boy.
I tell her straight up.
Do your thing,
You,
foot boy.
you
It's
know how
okay,
bad my
man.
feet is, Nate. I tell her the same
Yo, listen,
thing. You know
Nat
what I mean? You
Turner
wipe your feet off,
1,
you know what I mean?
Nat Turner 1 on Instagram. There is this clip of this guy right here shows up to my spot and takes his fucking socks and shoes off. I said, "Oh my god." I gotta get this shit on film.
Wait.
It just was so disrespectful to my apartment.
The monster
Disrespect to my apartment.
has multiple meanings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the monster.
Because you
Yeah,
got
yeah,
big
yeah.
feet?
That was the monster came out there. Them shits was facing that way too. I was like, yo, Instagram, Nat Turner
I'm
1.
so gonna look at that after
Nat
this.
Turner 1
It
on
wasn't me, man. It
Instagram.
wasn't me.
Oh my
Nat
God.
Turn her.
It wasn't me.
Also, Nat Turner on Twitter too.
Okay. That was funny
I have
as
to go
shit.
check your feet out, Mo, on now.
Yeah, go check out his
Instagram,
feet over on Instagram.
I'm gonna lose followers.
it's
I'm even gonna
fucking
lie.
hilarious,
I'm not even
I'm
gonna lie.
telling you.
That weekend I did lose
I
a couple
caught
of
him
female
twice.
followers. Man. I lost a
twice.
couple of female
He kept-
followers that weekend.
Oh,
man.
and he kept pulling
that
out
like-
his spray.
Wait, you were
kept
spraying
pulling out
your
his foot
feet?
No, it was
spray.
a foot deodorizer spray for the shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Every hour he tough acting to acting.
You gotta make sure you stay fresh.
I'm like,
you know what
God,
Okay.
what is he doing?
I'm a very
yeah.
hygienic person. I don't know why
I am not a
survived
dude.
for so long.
Okay,
my
I'm not
God.
a dude, but I do put the I have my flats that I wear,
Yeah.
and I put the powder in it so they don't smell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
okay,
being
that's
cautious,
cool.
you know what
Because
I mean?
I don't wear socks
Yeah.
with them, and I don't want them to smell.
Yeah, he
so-
wasn't wearing socks.
There you go. I was
And I
Why-
put the foot, but I don't do
why
it at
not,
a
though?
friend's house.
Yeah.
You know what's fucked up is when you're doing a scene, right?
No, you can take your shoes and socks off at my spot anytime you want.
Well, if
But
my feet
this
are dirty and
big
I'm going to a friend's house, I'm literally like, hey, do you have some baby wipes? I can baby wipe my feet.
Nah, but you know what? You ever be in a scene and you take your shoes, your socks off, and you know your feet look fucked up, and you're waiting for the girl to
take
notice
a
your
peek
feet.
and be like,
Yeah.
you see
You're
her
like-
reaction?
Yeah.
I fuck with my sneakers on. That's just
See,
what I do.
he pulls a Prince. He
But
fucks
listen,
with his shoes
no,
on.
No, it's not pulling
With
a
a
Prince.
combat
I
dude,
was
Dude, Prince
I
will
was
stop
here
the
before
scene.
that. I
I'm
was
like,
here
what am I
before
supposed
that.
to be doing? Are we cutting? You're
Hold on,
taking
hold
your
on, let's
pants
get it
off, put your
straight.
shoes on, take your shoes back. I'm like, what are we doing?
BBC
Yeah,
conference.
let's
right?
get it
Yeah,
straight. I was doing that shit before he showed up. So let's just Prince, you my dude, but you know what's up.
The
And then
Timberlands.
you know
Yeah.
Chi-Town don't do Timberlands. That's a New York thing.
I
You
ain't
know
in
that. You my dude.
I ain't in
Do
it.
your thing. You my dude. He know he my dude.
Where's Prince
Well,
is from
listen.
here, right? LA?
No, he's
No.
from
Chicago, right?
Oh, he's from
Chicago.
Chicago. Okay, I didn't know. I've never asked him.
You know, I've been keeping my sneakers on, you know,
Yeah.
my shoes and my Gucci
el-
shoes or whatever
who
I got
else
on my
wears
feet that
shoes?
day. But I do it. It's
Somebody
a
else
gimmick
does.
to it. Like I be slipping and gripping and try. You know, they act. You got all these funny ass positions you got to be in, and
Well,
Yeah.
Justin
You know what I'm saying?
Slayer used to keep his boots on.
he was doing
You
it
were
before me.
comments, yeah.
So you know,
But different
That's
people got
been
different.
done.
Like the other
That's
day
been
when we
done.
were shooting for Angela White, and the Australian star, we were, you know, myself, Mo, and Rico Strong were there with Angela White, and they asked you to take your glasses off. And you explained to the director and Angela herself, like, "Yo, these are
this is
real."
medication.
You're like, I
Yeah.
can't
They
see.
still want me to take them
Yeah.
off. You know.
And you're like, well, hopefully I
Because-
get the right hole.
But actually, that one it was actually both. So
You're like, oh, I guess it doesn't matter.
It
Yeah,
didn't matter.
the DP. Yeah, we put in work.
We
Definitely
put in
put
work
in
that
work.
day.
Yeah, it was a
You know
good,
what I'm
it was a
saying?
good day. It was a good day.
You know, but they asked you to take your glasses off, and sometimes you got to hold the line and be like, "Look," but they were adamant about it taking the glasses, and they made.
Do you didn't wear your glasses for our
No,
scene?
no.
Do you wear your glasses for most of your scenes?
No, I don't wear glasses at all. I actually don't wear glasses.
You just want to look cool when
I
you
just
take
take.
pictures.
I leave my glasses when I take pictures. Yeah, like box covers.
because
and-
you're cool.
Nah, because it's my thing. I mean, like Mr. Marcus wears his hat all the time.
Yeah, that's
and,
true.
And these for
It's-
me.
And Prince wears his shoes, so
Prince-
you
yeah.
know, and you got your glasses.
Yeah,
Aw.
yeah.
I wear my glasses, but I really need them.
You're like, but I really.
Yeah. I never go to see with them on.
I just show up how I show up.
You're like, I just.
Fuck it.
You're like, director said, bring a black shirt. Here's
And
black
I got
shirt.
an all white. Man, that's one thing I'm bad on.
You know what I'm
too.
talking about? Like with the
Wardrobe.
gangbang scene, everyone bring white shirt. Everyone
Yeah.
bring black
That's
shirt.
what it was
Yeah.
over the weekend.
and,
and
we was unprepared. Shout out to Rico though, because he was the only one prepared. They had to buy us outfits because we
Yeah.
were more like,
Aw.
you know, more.
God,
We
do
were
you
all
remember
ready
the
to go.
days when they would provide wardrobe? Like when I first started, they still provided wardrobe.
Yeah.
It was great.
I used to do that for the girls, and I was like, man.
Some companies do. Not
Some companies
anymore.
still do.
Some do.
Yeah.
Like Digital Playground still does.
Yeah.
The
But if
big
you buy
companies.
like some good lingerie, and you're like, yo, and the girl tries to walk out with it, you know, sometimes you want to be like, yo, can you bring that one piece back? Or it gets ripped in the scene, and you're like, you're shooting, and you see the guy go, you're like, ooh, I want to
Asshole.
keep that.
Yeah, I
You know
wanted
what I'm
to
saying?
smell it afterwards.
No. I might put it in the
Somebody
wash.
else
See
use it.
what I'm saying? Next movie. See what I'm saying? Should say that corset.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, that corset's gotta
Fuck
last
that
3 or 4
shit.
movies.
At least.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
That's what the budget is about.
fishnet stockings. Sometimes you gotta let those go.
Yes.
You know, but so try to save money each and every
Draws.
weekend. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
be switching drawers.
Nah, usually.
Hey, wear this thong that she wore last
Yeah,
weekend.
and then you know, nah. You
I
know,
think I washed it. Smells clean enough. Put it on.
put it in
Hey,
the wash.
fuck it. Take this toothbrush too that I was using last week. Too.
It's
Fuck
fine.
It. It's all good.
What are those makeup wedges for? Oh no, you don't want to. You don't want
Somebody asked. Oh no, you're just. Oh. God.
Yeah, no.
I'm like,
yeah,
do I need to
You know,
educate
the
somebody?
Sponges.
was this used
Sponges.
for makeup? No, it was not used for makeup. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Pull that out of a pussy.
Oh yeah.
You know
And-
these sponges I had to pull out pussies in my career.
Yeah, I remember the first time I
I'm
couldn't
just
get a
so
sponge
kind.
out. It was like my fifth scene, and I was
Yeah,
like,
I'm
it was
cool
the
like that. I'd have reached in and just
the
pulled
end
it
of
right
the
out, no
cycle,
problem.
and I was
Yeah.
like sitting there, and I had some chick that was on
and
the
her
scene
fingers
with me.
weren't long enough.
Well, no,
She had
she pulled it
nails.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, thank
And it's funny
fucking
because you
God.
always go to the bathroom and then you see them in there struggling. You be
Yeah.
like, just sit on the toilet.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. And then you got to go one finger in.
Yeah,
And then
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 touch your
find
second one.
it,
Yeah.
and then grab it with the
Like-
scissors. You gotta get it with the
yeah.
scissors.
And
like-
sometimes it
Pull it out.
slips.
Yeah,
That's
like,
talking veteran talk right now. All this
Right.
is over my
Like,
head.
I've pulled them out of
Don't even tell me you're on your cycle. Like, I don't
No.
even want to know.
I've pulled them out of other girls, and I'm always like, "Do you have an ID?" No. Okay, good. Just I need to know.
I don't care
because I don't
about
want to
them being on
accidentally
it.
pull out the IUD.
Yo, let me tell you something. When I have to pull out a makeup wedge, I never look at what I'm pulling out. I just
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just reach around.
Well,
for 'em,
when
pull
I'm
it
pulling out my
Yeah.
own, I close my eyes because I'm like,
Yeah, you
okay,
never
imagine you are inside your vagina. You know it well.
Yeah.
Let's get this thing out. Don't pull the IUD out. We don't want any more babies.
Yeah. No, you don't want to make. You don't slip up down there.
To be like,
Pardon
God
the-
damn it! Now I gotta go and
Reset
have
that
put that
motherfucker.
shit back in.
Before we get out of here, let's get everybody's social media platforms. Mo, tell us where people can find you and follow you.
You can find me at motormonster.com. You can also find me on mo_THE_monster, like the energy drink, or motormonster13, all one word, on Instagram.
Nat.
Shit. That's a lot of ways to find your ass.
Yeah.
Nat Turner 1 on Instagram and Nat Turner on Twitter, and that's Turn Her.
Like TURN
TURNHER.
HER. In case you
Turn
can't
her.
spell, because I can't. I'm Allison Moore. My Twitter's Allison Moore XXX, and my Instagram is the Allison Moore.
There it is. And for all the good people here on the Lexington Live Show, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. We know there are many opportunities for you to look at other shows. We enjoy the fact that you've enjoyed our time with here and us tonight. You can find me at Lex Steele, Lex Steele at Instagram, and Lex Steele Black Viking on Facebook. We'll be here next Monday night. All the hot people here on Lex Live. Allison Moore, Lex Steele, we are out. Peace.
You're listening to Lexington Steele Live, right here on LA Talk Radio.